Are you thinking of becoming a JV? Do it. I'll tell you why. Actually, we'll all tell you why.
Make your place a community. Make your place a community. Tough stuff. Tough stuff. Trying to be truly human. The glory of God, human person fully alive.
Ran into Jack Morris in the student union of Marquette University, and he asked me if I wanted to go to Alaska and work for $5 a month and room and board. And I said, wow, that sounds just like what I want to do.
I didn't know where Hayes was. I had never seen it on a map. I was really nervous, obviously, but I kind of just trusted the process, to be honest.
I'm from a small town, West Virginia, so to be in Portland was a great opportunity to come to the side of the country. And I was just thinking that this would be a great opportunity to move to a different city, live with like-minded people in the sense that we are all here to serve, and get almost another step into joining the workforce and starting my career.
You know, kind of that saying yes to things that were outside your usual realm of experience, you know, that kind of openness has been a real hallmark of that JV experience and something that's been invaluable bringing forward into my life.
Seeing young people really wrestling with what matters in their lives and witnessing their own transformation or their confirmation of living what I call gospel values. It's very moving.
Being a JV was a healing journey for me because I realized that people could actually use religion for good. I was like, oh, people can actually follow in the footsteps of Jesus and not just say that and then not do anything behind their actions that show that. And I think that, like, for JVC, Northwest, and the Jesuits, they really do live Jesus's values, and that's something that I really vibe with.
A unique experience that is obviously. Here I go again. I get choked up. It's been probably the most important part of my life. Where's that? And
I think when you leave there, it doesn't leave you.
it's about intensifying community. It's about intensifying the human reality of having to be dependent, of not having everything, of knowing how to live with other people and to surrender your strengths so that your weaknesses can begin to be your identity.
At Heritage, we didn't have a JV for 1 year. When I was supervising, we didn't place someone. And I was shocked by the number of employees who I was like, I did not even think you really clocked who the JV was in this community. And they were like, wait, we're not getting a JV? Like really disappointed.
Having a JVC come and be part of Rosehaven makes my job so much easier. Kindness and competency are like the chocolate and peanut butter of JVCs. I cried harder when our last JVC left than maybe any other staff that I've had to say goodbye to. They're that helpful, and I've just been so blessed with having incredibly fun, interesting, compassionate people. And how do you not get attached to someone like that?
Well, the large community is amazing, and I've learned so much from the core folks there, the people there that with intellectual disabilities that are part of the organization. It's just so beautiful to see how quickly the JVs every year just adapt to that and just embrace the core members and then the staff.
There's a Hawaiian wisdom saying that I really love because I just feel like it sums up my understanding of community so well. It goes, hewa'a, hemoku, hemoku, hewa'a. And in English, it's translated to the canoe is the island is the canoe. I was realizing when I talk about JVC Northwest, it's often as this vessel that's taking me from one place to another. But also in that way and in that spirit, the canoe is also the island.
Yes, it was like very challenging. But also, like, I have so many memories of us, like, sitting on the couch, drinking coffee, watching the worst movie in the history of man. And, like, I could not have been happier. Like, it just felt like I was at the right place at the right time with the right people.
I think there's a tremendous value in sharing your life with people that are different than you, because you learn virtues like compassion, patience. You get to learn their point of view.
It's a year of friction, which is a word I've recently been using, where you're going to rub up against a lot of different views, values, people, cities, placements, but that friction means that you're in contact with the people around you.
The holy place that you are on a journey towards is the very center of your own being, where God dwells. How do you go to that center?
I remember like former volunteers coming to town that year, and like whenever they would come, you know, and make a big point to invite us to dinner or take us out to dinner. And that really resonated to me about the fact that they still had that passion for engagement and that connection to JVC and to the community.
But I kind of weighed all my options and decided I'll come to Yakima for 2 years, make all the change that I'm hoping to see happen here, and then depart. Well, here I am 40 some years later, and the changes in Yakima didn't happen, but I guess the changes in me happened.
I got to do this incredibly hopeful work and take on new and harder leadership roles. And so all of that happened really you can really trace the source of it back to my year as a JV in Great Falls.
September will start my 20th year in education, which is crazy. But I have taken the lessons that I learned from the students in both of my JV placements and also the teachers that I worked with, who a lot of them had many, many years. And I've integrated that into my whole career.
To be among young people who are vibrant and alive and present and not self-conscious and willing to be themselves and show up for each other and the planet, that's probably one of the reasons I'm still alive.
I think all of those hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people throughout these 70 years that have gotten a foundation, a similar foundation, have changed the world, even if it's just their family. But that makes a big difference when I think about how many people Jack Morris and that whole group that started JVC, that had the vision, how much they've changed the world is quite remarkable.
Change your ways. Join the JVC. There's an urgency to your life. That's what the volunteer year is about.
I'm not here to help that institution be comfortable. And JVC is not a comfortable institution. I mean, everything's up in the air. JVC really has to fly by the holy seat of its pants.
You know, we responded in a very particular way in the 1950s in Alaska. We're responding today in 2026, 70 years later, with new partners responding to new needs and new challenges that the world faces. And I can't imagine what those will look like in 5, 10, 50 years from now. But if we maintain that listening posture, that spirit of paying attention to those signs of the times like the Jesuits have taught us, then I don't know what we'll look like, but I can bet that our volunteers will be at the heart of what the world most needs at that point.
Building community is that active resistance in a world that keeps forcing us to be isolated. And I think JVC Northwest will continue to be this space of belonging and radical acceptance where we build bridges across differences and can really reimagine a world where service to one another is the thing that gives us purpose and meaning.
People often see the service as a way to respond, but I would say the commitment to community is like arguably just as important to saying like literally it's so radical to say like literally these people I know nothing about. Like I am agreeing to be in relationship with them, to communicate, to pursue these values, to resolve conflict. Like those skills, like that commitment is like just so important in our current climate. And I just hope people continue to like see the connection between those things.
70 years and still we're around doing what we do and arguably doing it better than ever. And that to me just says that the work that JVC Northwest does in the world is vitally important. And it's more than probably just an organization, that it is more of a movement in our world today.
I'm a woman who speaks in a voice, and I must be heard. At times I can be quite difficult. I'll bow to no man's word. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom, we cannot rest. We cannot rest. We who believe in freedom, we cannot rest. We cannot rest. We who believe in freedom, we will not rest. We will not rest. We who believe in freedom, we will not rest. We will not rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe